How things are standing in the table. So, sixth place as it is right now, just 5 points away from Villa in fourth. And a lot of the talk had been about this form going into 2024. Oh, well, have not faced the best of teams so far. At what point can we start saying, Stevie, OK, this is definitely Manchester United turning a corner?
Oh, depends how big a turn you're talking here. Listen, they're winning games.
Come on. Go positive. Go positive, Stevie.
When you go 5 on the trot, then yes, you got to think you're going in the right direction, which it is. But I think if you're Ten Hag, he again will not be going in the dressing room and lighting up a cigar and having a bottle of wine and not having a care in the world. Because we've just shown Manchester United pretty much, we've showed very little of Luton. But the truth of this game is, Luton deserve to get a point out of this game. I mean, Man United going 2-0 up, you think this game's over. Man United are going to steamroll them now. But they didn't. They sat back. And the truth is, in terms of football, Luton were far better for the last 60 minutes than Manchester United were. Listen, Manchester United hit them on the break. That's what they did. And it looks exciting. You've got people like Garnacho with pace, and you've got Rashford with pace. And Bruno Hernandez trying to get forward. So it would be easy to get carried away and say, oh, look how great they look going forward. Well, they actually didn't do anything with the opportunities they had on the break. And the fact is, that had Luton had any quality up front, we could be talking about a different situation. So Manchester United are on a fantastic run. Have they turned the corner? Yes, they have. But they're still way off the best teams in the league.
Well, it's never a bad thing, though, LA, when Rasmus Højlund scoring the goals that he is at the moment, the run that he's on right now.
He's been fantastic.
And what I like about him, of course, the goals is part of the story here, but it's the work that he gives this team and the attitude that he gives this team in the attack. He's willing to make runs in behind. He's willing to give you hold-up play if that's necessary. If he needs to run the channels, he's willing to do that. He's going to fight defenders. He's going to fight for 50-50 balls. And it may not look like much, but it is those 50-50 balls that all of a sudden, if you're able to win one of those, then the guys that are coming from behind, a Rashford, a Fernandes, now get a hold of that ball. And now you can get on a counter-attack because of the initial hold-up play from Rasmus Højlund. So he has been outstanding in front of goal. His work rate has been outstanding. And overall, his attitude has been very good for Manchester United. I think it changes the personality of this team in the attacking half.
Let's get back to the talk of the top four then. What are their chances here with what you're seeing from them in 2024?
I don't think they'll get top four. I don't. I think Villa and Tottenham will win enough games to stay ahead. I mean, they're 3 points behind Tottenham. They're, 5 behind Villa. I don't believe they're going to get in the top four. I don't.
LA?
See, last week we were asked this question.
I'm going to ask you every week.
Apparently.
As facts change, opinions can?
Well, no, but I still don't think that making up the point differential with Aston Villa is going to be as straightforward as one may look. I mean, right now, of course, you look at the run that Manchester United is on and you kind of go, well, yeah, they got all the momentum. But they came from very far back, and there is a reason as to why that happens. And that still remains inside the makeup of this team. And to Stevie's point, I wouldn't even say if Luton had outstanding talent going forward. If they had any talent going forward, if they had had a decent game going forward, they would have created a whole lot of opportunities because the chances were there, because the spaces were there. And it was the same story as against Aston Villa last weekend, in which it felt like there was no reason for Manchester United to win that game, and yet they did. So I think that's a positive for Manchester United, finding ways to win games. Now, is this sustainable? And that's a big question. In order to make a run for the top four, this has to be sustainable. I don't think we've seen enough to sit here and say, yeah, this is going to stay like this for the remainder of the season.
The biggest worry is they don't dominate enough in the middle of the park. You know, let's be honest. You're playing against Luton, a side that will be involved in relegation battle, and the middle of the park was surrendered to Luton, who are in danger of being relegated. So you've got to look at it realistically. It's a great run, but they've still got problems that they need to solve big time.
To that point, Stevie, and I think a word that I go back to when describing Manchester United is that they don't have control of the games. No. They can be up in the game and they're still not in control of the match. Obviously, if you're down, you're not in control of the match. But generally speaking, they don't seem to be in control as to how the game is going to be played and what pace is the game going to be played with. What kind of rhythm do you add to the game? Do you slow it down? Do you speed it up? It doesn't feel like Manchester United is the one making those decisions. They're reacting to what the other teams are doing. Now, they're reacting very well in the counter-attack opportunities, but rarely do you see Manchester United actually putting the ball down. Here we go. We're going to knock it around, and we're going to play this game on our terms.
When you talk about control, they're not finishing off 1 and 2-1 by passing the ball, keeping it away from the opposition. They're holding on to this win by putting 4 centre-backs on the field, pretty much. That's a little different to the teams that are above them.
Well, they're definitely above Luton right now. Obviously, as mentioned, they're getting themselves, well, they've been embroiled in that relegation battle down there at the bottom. They're 17th right now, a point outside of it. It's Everton, Burnley and Sheffield United.